Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. This morning I'm taking you guys through a used trade-in that we got late last week. This one's a 2019 Elite stock combo setup. It's a 30-foot floor length. It's got 2 traveling gates and a 5-foot front tack. Really well set up for those of you looking for a good starter show trailer. You want to get into the show and you've got multiple animals you want to try and get to the shows. You have 2 cut gates. You can separate out your cattle from your hogs or your sheep or your goats as well. So pretty cool setup. Really excited to bring it to you guys. We don't get these used show trailers in very often. So let's go ahead and just get straight to the point here. Like I said, we do have a 5-foot front tack on this one. We're 8 foot wide, so we do have our fold down step getting in and out, which I think is always just a really nice for convenience, especially when you are carrying your items in and out of this front tack. You're not having to step way up in there. But we're going to take a look inside. Starting on the floor, we do have the black rubber mats. I always like, especially for the show trailers, to try and eliminate the carpet as much as possible, just to prevent, I know we're going to have a lot of shavings stepping in and out of this trailer. The shavings really can stick into that carpet. So I love the black rubber mat because this is going to be so much easier to keep clean. And then we do have a really good deep boot box on this one. So both of these lids lift up. It goes into the same space. There is no separation right here. You do have that same black rubber mat carried into that space as well, which I love for when you are trying to keep this one clean. You guys can easily get one of those handheld battery operated vacuums and stick in there. You can sweep it up with a handheld dustpan, that sort of thing. You guys do have your breakers over here in this corner as well. Kind of keep those tucked up out of the way. We are looking at 50 amp service on this guy. And that is because one reason is we do have an AC unit in this front tack. A lot of people are going to look for that when they are showing off of their trailer. They're hanging out at the shows. They want a nice, cool place to hang out, wait for their next class, wait while they're getting their animals ready, change their clothes in here, keep it really comfortable. So we do already have your Dometic AC on here. And just so you guys know, here at Transwest, we do run all of our used trailers through a very extensive used trailer reconditioning program. You guys will notice that our AC is missing one knob right here. This knob is on order from Dometic. So this is gonna come in and we're gonna plug that knob back in. So you guys will have that. And then I'll have one more piece to point out once we get back into that stock area as well. It's something that we're working on as well, but everything else has been fully reconditioned and is ready to go on this trailer. Up in this deck here, we do have the carpet, but this is the really shallow, like marine grade carpeting. So I think this is better than your thicker carpet for when you are storing stuff up in here. And I do like the carpet in this area because it's gonna just protect whatever equipment you store up in here and help it stick too. This carpet will help it grab and stay up in there, but you have a really nice wide deck in here. We do have the bus windows on each side, so you do want to get some air moving through this space. You guys can crack those open and just get a breeze through this if you are hanging out in here, or if you want to get some air moving across your equipment and kind of help dry it out. Up here, we do have one of our outlets. We're going to have a couple more in that stock space, but just because we do have power on this trailer, once you get that shore cord plugged into your portable gen, you guys can use your outlets in here. If you're charging your clippers, charging your phones in this space, you want to do like a space heater, you guys can set a space heater right here and plug it in. That works really great, but really nice. This one's already got the power pack on it. And then over here you have your shelf. So it does have a lip on it, so things will set down in here. And then it has the carpet in here as well, just a good grip factor and protect whatever you guys store up in here. Really good size space. And I did measure, this is a 5-foot short wall, and that includes your boot box. So we're talking from the drop deck to this wall. So this is gonna be a full 5-foot shelf right here. Really good length. And then a full clothes bar down below. So lots of good hanging space. If you guys are using this as your dressing room, all your change of clothes, all your show gear can hang right there. Keep it up out of the way, prevent it from getting wrinkled. And then down below on the floor, we just have our shore power cord right there for you guys. Comes with this trailer. And then over here, just kind of a good storage wall right here. If you guys are looking at adding some more hooks or hangers, this is a great space to do that. Also, if you just need floor space for your blowers and vacuums, set it up against here. This is gonna be optimal for that. And then we do have a pass-through door as well. So you guys, I'm just gonna open that right to you guys, but if you did want to get in and out of this space, maybe you want to run this front cut gate forward, you can run it up maybe to that last notch right there and utilize this as your equipment storage and then stock from there back, and you can just kind of pass through this space as additional tack space. Really versatile when you do have that pass-through door. So lots of good options. Again, really well set up with just the things that you're gonna need as a show trailer. 5-foot tack room and 30 on the floor. So we're looking at 25 from here back. Exterior, we do have high and low tie rails on both sides. So you're gonna have the options to tie up high or down low. And then we do have the 3 air gaps on this one. So you're looking at your down low air gap, which currently has plexi in it. This plexi can be removed, but always good to have that lower air gap for your show livestock, because the warmest point is down there by their chest. So when you can get that opened up and get that air moving, this is just gonna be a really good setup for those animals. And then you do have your 2 upper air gaps if you did wanna move air up high across their backs, or if you guys are dual purposing and throwing some horses in here, you have those air gaps as well. Right now they're wide open. And then we do have a side ramp right here. And I love where this side ramp is located because, again, I'm just gonna say it a lot as I always do, but versatility. So versatility and just flexibility of how you guys are gonna utilize this trailer, that you can change those gates. They are rolling gates, so you can manipulate those, run your animals on and either turn them in right up into your front box, turn them in left, load them into the back box. Or again, if you're utilizing your front space as equipment storage, you can roll your vacuums and your blowers up this ramp versus having to try and carry them up through that front tack, which is a step up. You guys can roll them up in here, throw them in that front bay, and then close that gate. But then you have that whole box up front to be working with. And that when you do have that front box up there and your ramp is located this far back, you can still get a lot of air movement through that front box because we have enough air gaps up in front that we can keep that air moving and it's not so much stagnant up there. Keep going back, we've got 2 tandem axles on this guy. It looks like we've got aluminum wheels. And then one thing that we do look at here at Transwest, of course, when we do take in trades, are gonna be tires. So we're gonna take a look at 3 different things. One, they all have to be matching, so they have to be the same brand, same model tire. They have to have even tread wear. They cannot be worn one side or the other. And they have to be within 5 years of date code. Looks like these ones are 17 of 24, and they're all gonna be Hercules. So well within date code there. Really great tread on these tires. And then something that also happens here at Transwest, regardless of what your tires look like, anything new that's longer than 26 feet on the floor and anything used, trade-in, regardless of what it is gonna get an alignment done on these axles. I've actually got a couple in his bay right now. I'm watching him do alignments on new ones that came in. But that's something unique here at Transwest that they do. I didn't even know that was a thing, but they can actually align these axles and make sure your trailer pulls nice and straight down the road for you. So you don't have to worry about if this customer had previously hit a pothole or jumped a curb with his trailer and knocked it out of alignment. Right now it has been aligned and it's gonna leave here pulling straight for you guys, and you're not gonna have uneven wear on those tires. And we do have a bolt-on ladder right here. So this ladder is gonna get us access up into that hay rack. That's something that we don't often see on these show trailers. So good if it is just a really versatile combo for you guys. You're gonna have that storage up top. It is just a rack, so there's no pot up there, there's no lid, but great spot if you are bringing extra wheelbarrows with you, extra equipment, extra panels. You're bringing stocks with you. You guys can throw those up there and strap them down up top, and you don't have to eat into your stock space or your front tack dressing space. We do have a full swing with a built-in slider as your rear door back here. Just a step up back here, and again, we're 8 foot wide. We do have a load light right here. We had one over our side ramp as well. So you guys are gonna have that visibility no matter where you're entering or exiting this trailer from. And then I do wanna go ahead and brought my tape measure. I just wanna measure the interior height for you guys. So those of you that are looking at maybe dual purposing with horses in this trailer as well, we are 6'8" from the floor to the roof right here. So a little bit taller than your standard 6'4" just show trailer. We got 6'8", a little bit of extra clearance for you guys looking at that dual purpose. And we just have aluminum floor on this one right now. We don't have any rubber mats in here. If you want to get some rubber mats cut and installed, otherwise you can always go the route of pouring in that worm flooring would be a great option, or you guys can just go ahead and bed deep on this guy. We do have 2 of these traveling, rolling center gates here, and they both have sliders. Sliders work opposite directions. So this one here is gonna slide this direction. They do have some airflow movement to them as well, and they are gonna have the threshold on them. So keep in mind, you're gonna have to climb through, you're gonna step through that threshold when you come through these guys. But then these gates can be traveled and located within this trailer. You guys will notice they have a track right here with locations of where you can store these. And then moving up front, we have the same setup on this gate here, but like I said, sliders going in opposite direction. So this one's gonna slide this way to close, and then slide this way to open. And again, this one can position multiple positions towards front. This one can also store all the way up front at your partition wall as well, if you just want to tuck that one up out of the way. We're gonna have roof vents stationed throughout this trailer. They are the two-way roof vents, so you guys can pop them open forwards and pull that air into the trailer, or you can also pop them open backwards. This time of year especially, I know on my trailer at home I've already done it with my roof vents, but in the summertime I have them, the front ones forward facing and the back ones rear facing, so I get the air movement across the backs of my horses. But in wintertime I just go ahead and bump all of them facing backwards if I have them open at all, and that's just drawing the hot air off of their backs. I'm not bringing in any of that cool air into the trailer. So really nice, you guys can manipulate those to the airflow that you guys need, but you'll have quite a few of those. And then over here, we're gonna have one of those outlets. I mentioned we have two in this stock space back here. So you guys are showing off this trailer. You have the power, just make sure you're plugged in your shore power up there. But you guys will have the power back here in this stock space as well for your clippers, your blowers, and your vacuums. You'll have interior lights as well. And then one thing that was still getting reconditioned through our shop was the second outlet, which is back here in our top rail as we get towards the back. You guys will notice we have another light back here, but then we just have this wire sticking out. That's because we're waiting on that additional outlet to come in. So something really cool here at Transwest is that they do really just extremely thoroughly go through these trailers from nose to tail, and anything that they find that's either not working or needs replaced, they're gonna go ahead and fix it. So we do have that outlet coming in, so you'll have two back here in this stock space. And I like that they're really well spaced out, so you guys can kind of utilize it how you guys need to. Stepping around to our driver's side, our left-hand side, I mentioned those high and low tie rails. Again, we have those on both sides, so you guys can tie up on either side no matter where you're showing off of. Or if you've got horses on board, you guys want to separate those. Down here we have our lower air gap without the plexi. So you guys can see that this is going to allow that air movement right at their chest right there and draw that heat out. Same with those two upper air gaps. We have no plexi on this side. And then we do have an access gate right here up at the front. So this is going to get you into that front box. If you were using this spot for storage, great interior access. Also, if you just need to get in, check on your animals, check on your livestock, you need to get in there and water them. It's nice to have the man door access versus having to just fully drop a ramp or open up that full rear gate back there. And nice to have access on this side of your trailer as well. So you have 3 different access points each side and the rear. And then just the back side, this is our 5-foot short wall of our front tack right there. Black sheeted on this one. I do have a manual crank jack. This is something that can be upgraded here at Transwest. Our service techs do a great job. If you guys want to add that equalizer jack and just do an electric jack, so push of a button, it goes up and down. Also comes with an aluminum battery box and a battery disconnect switch. So you could turn those lights on off of your battery power. And then I mentioned shore power, so your 50 amp service is going to be right here when you are plugged into your portable gen. If you guys want to mount your gen right here, our shop can install gen brackets. I actually have had them install one before on a trailer. I'd be glad to send you guys pictures as well, but they can install gen brackets, put your portable gen on there, and then do some aluminum strapping to actually hold that guy in place with just a padlock to where you guys can take it off and take it to the show with you if you need to, or take it out for storage. But really cool setup. If you did want to mount one on here, our shop is great at just extra add-ons and upgrades. And then you can just plug into your shore power right there, or you can set one in your bed as well. You have your spare tire located right here. Looks like we've got plenty of clearance, being 8 wide, to go ahead and do an electric jack for you guys if that's something you want to do. And then finishing up front, we just have our standard 2 5/16 inch ball on this guy. Got safety chains, our breakaway brake system, and then our 7-pin. And this one does look brand new. Again, that's just something that our shop does. I've seen them replace 7 pins on almost every single used trailer that comes in. So that's just something that if it's not working correctly, we're just going to go ahead and replace it and make sure these trailers do leave as new as possible. They're functioning and you guys are happy with them as you pull out of here. This one is still available. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to put your name on it while we wait on that one last outlet, I'd be glad to help you guys with that. If you're watching online, you want to go down and look at our full photo gallery on this one, you can reference our stock number. Your stock ID is 5U251186. Again, we're looking at a 2019 Elite stock combo. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Give me a call with any questions. That cell phone is 303-918-6367. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.